FOMO, fear of missing out. I ain't really about to explain in the intro. Let's start the show. What's poppin', gang? It's your boy Pastor JB here, and I am here with another episode of the ThatsThatOnThatPodcast #TTOT podcast. Of course, I use that everywhere. And today I want to just touch on a little bit. This is not gonna be too long. I always say that. I always say that, and then here we go with 45-minute long episodes. I promise it's not gonna be that long. It's just something I wanted to touch on. Something was in my brain, something that I've experienced myself, something that I overcame, slightly overcoming, if you want to be honest. And that's just FOMO. Fear of missing out. I've had, honestly, if we want to keep it 100, honestly, I had FOMO before I knew what FOMO was, and probably all my life, if we want to keep it above. And it was more so of I didn't necessarily like being left out of things. I guess I was left out of a few things, or a lot of things in life, whether that's with friends, siblings, or whatever else. However, I just I don't know. I was also nosy as fuck, so I wanted to be involved in everything. That's my issue too. Wanted to be in the mix. Although I slightly wanted to be in the mix, but knowing that the mix wasn't always for me, so I was still smart enough to know everything ain't for me, and everything is not or will not be for me, and I don't need to be in places that I don't need to be in. And I was just my God, or my Orishas, and my guardian angels protected me and said, nigga, what are you doing? You don't belong here. You're not supposed to be there. We have something set aside for you for your higher purpose. And I mean, I never really sat and pondered on that until really me becoming an adult of me. Because I've always, whether it's like missing fights, everybody like to see a good rumble, missing major events, or should I say, quote unquote, major events. Whether it was a party, I partied a lot of times, so I'm not worried about that. But whether it was like just going out, whether it was just hanging out, you know what I'm saying? I necessarily wanted to not always be in the mix, but it's like, what about me, bitch? You know what I mean? Just on a little bit of what about me? What about me? And I really just, I had to, you get left out of a few things, or a lot of things. So many times it's like, oh, okay. Oh, we been honest today. All right, fuck it. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. It is what it is, right? Because most of the times it really do just be what it is. And I don't be pressed about too many things, but it's like, it would have been nice. It would have been nice. Just saying. And I guess you can kind of say I'm still kind of sort of getting to the root of why that was. You know what I mean? I'm an inclusive person, so I always like to make everybody around me at least feel included. Unless I don't fuck with you, because then I won't see you. Then I won't know you. Then who are you? Right. So, it's more so of a me thing, I guess you can say. I know it's everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people on this planet struggle with that. I don't struggle with that anymore. God is good. We'll get to that a little bit later. But it was more so, I don't know. Honestly, I can't really too much pinpoint why. I just wanted to be involved. I feel like I expected me, or should I say I have in the past expected me from other people. Then I had to chin check myself. And not only me chin checking myself, life had to chin check me. And say, nigga, what? First of all, had to always remember, one of a kind, just like mine. That's just the way it is, and you just know all about it. 1, 2, I don't even like motherfuckers not being original. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't bite off of me. And then 3, it's just like, I like to be me, or I like having certain unique things about myself, or certain just quirks about me, just to set me aside from any and everybody else, because I am the shit. Number 1, and it never was a point of I never not liked myself. It was never a point where it was like, oh, I'm not comfortable with just being me by myself. Because although I'm a people's person, I'm a socialite. I'm and I can be antisocial as fuck, and I love just being by myself. A lot of times, like I need extreme amounts of me time, because if I don't get it, I won't be a person. We call it recharging your social battery, right? So I'll never be too pressed about anything, right? Because I also had the strong sense of, I know I came in this world alone, and I will go out of this world. I won't say alone, but I will go out of this world in my nice box, by myself. Because don't put nobody else in no fucking casket. And you better not have a double funeral, because I'll beat all y'all ass in the afterlife. But I'm just like, you know what I mean? So I'm comfortable with that. I like myself. A lot of people don't like themselves, and I think that's where a lot of people's FOMO comes from. I'm talking in the sense of you not necessarily being comfortable with yourself, or comfortable enough to necessarily want to be in your own company and actually do your own shit. Therefore, you want to just necessarily miss out on everything that you got going on, and you want to necessarily go elsewhere. You want to go where everybody else is. You want to do what everybody else is doing, but you necessarily don't want to sit by yourself. Back to what I was saying. Mines don't stem from that, though. I think it's more so of I don't know. I was the third child on my mom's side, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I think fifth or sixth child on my dad's side, right? So
There's about 56 of us.
I ain't gonna really say middle child syndrome, because I kind of had only child syndrome just a little bit at points. But that was that on that, no podcast, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm still figuring it out. I don't necessarily feel like I have FOMO anymore, because I'm fully okay with not doing anything, or like I said, I'm fully okay with knowing that everything is not for me and I don't need to be everywhere. But I would be capping if I said, hey bitch, the fuck, what about me? What if you say, what about me? But yeah, no. If you're missing out, y'all let me know if y'all struggling with this or have struggled with this. I'm over it now, so I'm chilling. Cool. But it's not like it has not been a thing. It's not like it has not been a thought, and it's not like it has not been a whole pondering and wandering session of, just being inside your head like, okay. I like to see everybody win. I like to see everybody have a good time. I like other people to enjoy their time. I like to curate the energy. Not just for myself, but just for my surroundings and my aura and my being in my orbit. That's just a cool, calming experience that you're gonna love and enjoy all the time and vibe the fuck out. And I pretty much had to once again notice A, I don't even want everybody to be like me, and B, I am me, Jabril. And I'm probably gonna beat the middle name out, because you don't need to know my shit, baby. They looking for me, not understand. But anyway, see, this is why this smoke before your episode. But fear of missing out. Usually I define what those means, but it's literally in the fucking title. Fear of missing out. So I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? We're not gonna do all of that. But I do think it's imperative for the conversation to be started. I think a lot of people don't like to say that they have had this or they struggle with this, because everybody wants to seem so independent. Everybody wants to seem so, I don't need anybody, or social interaction, what is that, right? Or oh my gosh, me necessarily expressing that I would like at moments to have the human interaction or those human moments, or be a part of those experiences that has happened before. It's not a bad thing. I don't think anybody should be demonized for it. I don't think anybody should be attacked for it. I do think you should recognize your power and recognize your energy and then recognize who you are and really just get to know yourself. To really know that, just like me, everything ain't for you either. You're not always meant to be in a certain place. You're not always meant to be with certain people. You're not always meant to be around people. People not even always meant to be around you. And that's why we don't get attacked. I mean, I can't really speak for everybody, because not everybody's spiritually inclined, but I mean, life is always going to just be putting you on the path that you necessarily need to go on, whether you want to be on that path or not. However, you do have to know how to identify and take heed to where life wants you to go, if that makes sense. However, still, too, not fully just like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Life is just going to be life. It'll work out. It's cool. That's cute. But faith without works is dead, baby. And if you don't have a job, we ain't gonna talk about that. If you ain't working towards your goal or towards your higher self or towards you where you want to be or where you see yourself in life, y'all already know what I'm about to say. Or y'all already know what I'm gonna say. We're gonna switch it up. This guy get your nine, get your nine. Nah, but honestly, because we're not really working towards you because at this day, shit, especially not knowing when shit's about to shake. And when I say shit, I mean the earth and the entire planet. We don't know when that's going to blow the fuck up. Not fear mongering, just saying. So you kind of want to just put your best foot forward now. You can't really wait on nothing or nobody. Because you waiting on something or somebody else or a certain experience or anybody else. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to be like, hey baby, you want this extra? Well, other than, your parents, if they got it like that, if they want to. But then again, if you're an adult, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yes, I am judging you at this point.
Very much judging.
Because I'm judging myself too.
What
are you doing? Anyway, to go back to what I was saying, fear missing out. I just really wanted just to start the conversation. And I really just wanted to relate or get related to, or just say, hey, let's experience why, because I'm still trying to figure out fully of why, other than me just wanting to be nosy. You know what I mean? And I'm a philosophical person. I like to think deep. I like to, I love psychology. I love to find the root of issues and everything else like that. So we're gonna always fully say self-diagnoses, but I like to look back. I like to analyze it myself, because without personal analyzation, what are you going to do? Anyway, this has been another episode of the That's That on That podcast. #TTOT podcast. Use that everywhere. And tell your friend, and tell your friend, and tell her mom, tell her dad, tell her uncle, tell her Nemo. Subscribe to That's That on That podcast on all major streaming platforms. You in the back. The one that's trying to sit here and act like you don't agree, or you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, or act like you don't, you don't have that, you don't go through that. You feel like, I don't know what you mean. You know what I mean, and if you don't know what I mean, you need to find out what I mean. This has been a That's That on That podcast production.